All right, welcome back, everyone, to the 2026 Cherry Blossom Bonspiel here at the Potomac Curling Club in beautiful downtown Laurel, Maryland. Alongside Ken Clark, I'm Steve Kaltenbach. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's do a quick rundown of the 4 sheets that we've got for this C event. I believe C event quarterfinals, C event semis.
Quarter. The semi would be tomorrow morning.
Yes,
Yeah.
C events quarterfinals. Over on sheet A, we've got Buns of Gojira versus Hogzilla. Sheet B is going to be our feature sheet. That's Curlzilla versus Mount Fu-Dei. Sheet C is going to be Boopzilla versus the O-Hanami Hammers. And sheet D is the Kaiju Curling Crew versus the Puerto Rico Curling Federation. Should be 4 very, very good games. And we will make sure that we've got all of the correct hammers and rock colors as we confirm them. As we said, we are going to be focusing in on sheets B and C, but we will stop into A and D as we get updates. On sheet B, Curlzilla is, I believe, from... Where's Curlzilla from? Pull that up. There we go. Curlzilla is from the Circle City Curling Club, our friends from Indianapolis. And Mount Fu-Dei is a local team from Potomac. You can see they're wearing the lovely cherry blossom jackets. This team, skipped by Josh D, is a 500 Nationals qualifier, so we're very proud of them. Over on sheet C, Boopzilla is a hybrid team from Charleston and Potomac. And the O-Hanami Hammers, I believe, is full Potomac. I see the Mulvey is Olivia, and yeah, Carin, Rogosky. Yeah, that is full Potomac. So a lot of Potomac out there. Not surprising, as we are here at Potomac, but we are going to keep you apprised of everything that's going on. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us know in the chat if you are watching from inside the warm room, if you're watching from home, watching from a different club, wherever you're at. Thank you for joining us. As we see lead rocks starting on their way. Looks like Mount Fu-Dei will be playing the red rocks. So let's switch that up. And they have the hammer in the first end. Jackie Sharp flanked by Leena Hornlein on the left, Freya Stilp on the right. And after a pretty nice center guard, Josh looking to just come into the rings following it, trying to get a good idea of how much curl the ice is going to give them. And yeah, looks like a nice draw to the forefoot, a little bit tucked behind. And Skip Chris Gross looking to sit right on top of that, it looks like. Curlzilla wearing these beautiful fiery jackets with some hoods too. I like that. That's a nice design.
That's a lot of color.
It is, yeah. You're really going to know who's out there. Sweepers on this one pretty hard. One thing we noticed from the previous game, from the previous draw, is that the ice was giving a lot of curl, and I think so far this end, we are not seeing nearly as much curl. So I know they scraped in between draws. So we'll see if it ends up getting a little more swingy as the game goes on.
So the Curlzilla fan club in the warm room is also wearing the colors. So
yes.
It's easy to tell who they're cheering for.
dogs. And
But we can also shout out the Potomac team Cherry Blossom theme jackets they got.
yeah, so as a reminder, that is not actually the like quote unquote official Potomac jacket. That is a custom one that was designed by Olympian Emma Miskew, and Emma was gracious enough to continue that design onto 4 custom brooms that are the prizes for our A event winners, which is very exciting.
You can't buy those brooms. You can only win them here today, or tomorrow, I mean.
Yep.
Well, you got to win today to have a chance tomorrow.
Curlzilla coming in with, looks like another draw, but I think it's moving a little bit more than they were hoping for. It's going to crash into that guard and cover up those 2 stones touching the forefoot a little bit more. Josh saying, okay, let's draw around these guards, try to sneak into the forefoot. I think they've seen coming from the right side, as you can see on the screen, there is going to be a lot of curl on that coming from that side. So it'll be interesting to see how each of these teams play around that. Freya with her first stone. Super staying off of this. Oh, now jumping on as it takes a quick jump. And yes, they are around the guard. Now let's see where they can finish up. Looks like it's just going to tap that yellow. Yep, tap that yellow and spill a little bit closer. So it looks like red is sitting 2. That's a really nice shot by Freya.
Yeah, excellent shot. Now time to peel the guards.
Yep. Yeah, Chris Gross wasting no time saying, we've got to open this up. It sounds like he's a little hopeful for a long run back, but I don't think you can really.
No,
he's changing it around.
Not sure why, but he's sure he's got a plan. Oh, he just wants to draw it in.
Well, the thing is that the 2 red stones are on the edge of the forefoot, and so if you can sneak around, you could be able to put Mount Fu-Dei on a really, really tough spot. They're saying they need to curl it. As if you're in the warm room, it sounds like we are getting ready to announce the raffles. Oh, this is definitely going to crash, so we'll see how far it goes. And it's just going to spill that red shot rock into the button. Red's still sitting 2. That scoring area is very, very shrunken now. And so now Josh has got to figure out, okay, he's going to curl. He's going to peel the guards. And with red having the hammer, I think this is a pretty wise strategy. Clearing this out, you want to kind of open up that scoring area as much as you can. As you see over on sheet C, O-Hanami hammers are definitely sitting 1. I believe they're sitting 2 as well. Boopzilla trying to figure out how they want to do it with Skip Brad Smith.
All right, cleared both the yellow guards.
Yes, very well done by Mount Fu-Dei. Able to clear those guards, and now Curlzilla and Chris looking to, he's thinking about it, deciding whether he wants to run back a yellow or just sit in that pocket. It looks like he's setting up to call for the draw and just sit in that pocket. And I like it. I like this play because it will keep everything above the tee line, and it'll really shrink that scoring area down even more. Sweeper's trying to hold this one. Trying to hold it and make sure you get around that yellow in the top 12 or top 8. And it looks like this is going to come up a bit short. So yeah, this is going to come into the top 12. So red's still sitting 2 here. So now Josh is trying to figure out how he wants to deal with this. And looks like he's calling for just to nudge that yellow stone on the left side of your screen over a little bit and then use that to flop that shooter in behind those two yellows. That's a really good shot if they're able to pull it off. Leena, like everyone else on this team, a fantastic curler, so no doubt they have the skill for this. Super staying off this one. They like it so far. Now trying to curl it over a little bit. They still like the weight. And just going to be more of a nose hit than anything else. Red's still sitting 2. I think yellow's definitely 3, and I am not sure who is 4th shot. But right now, red's still sitting 2. And looks like Curlzilla is thinking real hard about that double run, and I like that too. It's lined up really nicely. And yeah, I think this is the way to go. They are also noting that it's going to curl more than you think, even for an upweight hit. Oh no, they're coming out with draw weight, so I'm a bit confused as to how they're doing this.
Just trying to tap something back? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it seems like.
Maybe trying to move the red over a little?
I'm not quite sure how I feel about this shot. And yeah, red is now sitting 3. They might be looking to save that double run for later. But Josh is saying, no, we don't want them to do that. We want to sit right in between all of those yellows. And I think that's, again, a great play. If they're able to sit right in between those, it's going to really mess up a lot of those angles. With that weight, though, it looks like instead they're going to try to hit both of those yellows out, try to double them. No. I mean, sitting 3 with hammer, yeah, that's definitely hit weight, so. If you're able to double both those out, I think you'd actually be sitting 5, which is pretty awesome, but this is going to be tough. 1, 2, a lot of rocks moving.
Yep.
And it looks like red is now going to be sitting 3 by my reckoning. That stone in the back 12 is going to be just out counting that yellow. But they did really open it up, which as a, as a team with the hammer, definitely something you'd want to do.
Yep.
So now Curlzilla trying to figure out how they want to shrink that scoring area once again. And so far the call is to sit right on top of the shot rock on the button. Again, if they're able to get in, and I think coming in on this right side is a really good idea, considering how much curl there is. As the raffle came through of a signed, I believe a signed Matt Hamilton jersey. So congratulations to that winner. Here comes the draw from Curlzilla. And this looks like it's curling quite a bit. It's gonna come up short, and it's gonna be a guard. Jumping back over to sheet C real quick, we see that the O-Hanami hammers are currently sitting 3. And I don't have information as to who. Looks like O-Hanami hammers do have the hammer. So red sitting 3 with the hammer over on sheet C.
Yeah. Meanwhile, on sheet D, if you're watching in the other stream, there's will be the red hammer coming up. So we're looking at 2 yellows that they need to somehow Out count.
Oh. It sounds like Conor Mulvey over on sheet C won the John Landsteiner signed broom, so congratulations to him. Hi, Rob. Welcome back.
I wanted that Landsteiner jersey.
I know you did.
It's also completely behind me, and if Kyle doesn't move, I will be stealing that from him.
He will never notice.
He will never notice because he didn't come in with it. So anyway.
So we've seen a really interesting end from on sheet B. Mount Fu-Dei currently sitting 3 with hammer. And
it looks like it's 2.
You think it's 2?
I believe that yellow that's sitting back, the back left, might actually. Oh no, wait, I lied. That red is actually counting. This looks like it's red 3.
Yep. So Curlzilla at the Circle City Club in Indianapolis has been trying to get and sit right onto the button, sit right on that shot stone. And so far, I think the last couple of shots they've tried have really curled a lot harder than they were expecting.
Okay.
The intern is curling real hard. And from the other side, not so much.
So this handle right here, the outturn, this isn't curling as much, but the intern.
Other way around. The outturn.
So the outturn is it's like snapping a lot. Okay,
yes.
That tracks. That's an interesting line placement. Then I would assume they would have gone a little bit further out, unless he throws a lot of rotation here. So this looks like this is Circle City's last of this end.
And on sheet A, we have the hammer also. With a draw, just a draw attempt crashes, leaving a steal.
They're going to need to hold that. They're going to need to hold that.
It's looking good. There hasn't been a snap yet. There's a snap right now, but I think they need it more for weight than they do for line. Yeah, that's
Yeah, they are coming up a little short, unfortunately.
Yep.
I do think they had the line.
Yeah, they had the line.
So now, red sitting definitely 2.
This is
very
a hit
possibly
for 5.
3, but this is definitely a hit for 5. And yeah, Josh D wasting no time.
The thing about this, I'm really concerned with, because you and I were watching sheet B earlier.
We are.
Yeah. He's a lefty. I think he needs maybe a quarter of a rock more, because we did see some snap, unless he plans on throwing Ferb here.
I'm not sure, but we have already seen a few draws on this side, and it has not moved nearly as much as they were expecting.
Well, here's the shot. The shot is away here. Hammer. This is a hit for 5 here for Mount Fu-Dei, and it is hanging out there.
So will they be able to at least get a piece? They do get a piece, and it will be for 4, which is still a great result.
Which makes me wonder what we're going to see on the way back here, because if that didn't snap back, I think that was also up weight.
It was up weight, yes,
that was
for
up
sure.
weight and a bit wide. If it's not snapping this way, then we might see a dead line coming back on that same line. So going towards the warm room on your counterclockwise, what we were noticing, and I'd mentioned this to you in the last stream, was that it's a dead line.
Yes.
So it's going to hang out. There's a shelf out there on the ice sometimes. This is going to hang out. Even draw weight won't snap a lot. So the benefit of those two teams is that Josh is who I played against on Tuesday. So he is aware of that deadline, and what we're going to see probably is a lot more action on his intern side. So the viewers' right-hand side, they're going to play to that part of the sheet and force Curlzilla to see just how dead the other side is going to be.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a case of home team advantage.
Yep.
So on sheet C, Mulvey is attempting a draw for 4.
Oh, yes, the O-Hanami hammers. That's Conor, Tanya, Mulvey et al.
Looks like she pulled the string on this one.
Yeah, looks light.
Yeah, they are.
This is going to be a guard. So 3, not bad.
Even so, 3 in the first end, you're never sad about that.
Assuming you're the one that got the 3.
Assuming you're the one that got the 3, yes. But yes, that is a very nice jersey.
Where's the signature?
There
it is.
Oh, yep.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Not bad. Yeah, I'm very weird. The minute a shirt has a signature on it, I do not want to wear it.
Interesting.
Because why would you wear something that's signed?
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Oh, I did tell the lead, both of the leads from the last draw, that I intentionally ignored their rocks as per proper broadcaster rules.
Yes.
They were not too thrilled.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
But they appreciated the bid, so there's that.
I do have a graphic for our sponsor, Realm One.
Oh,
bringing
yes.
We have a
mission-focused
sponsor?
expertise to the National Security Arena.
Wait, we have a sponsor?
Yes,
We have a sponsor. apparently.
Ken, I don't think you understand how great this is.
because we can just show that for the first
The last, the
lead
last,
rocks.
the last draw, we introduced our board's reporting correspondent, so we can now say, Ken Clark, our board's corresponding respondent, brought to you by Realm One, bringing mission-focused experience to the National Security Arena. This is so good.
We can do it.
We can do it. Have they started heckling us on chat yet?
I don't have that information. Let's find out.
How are we doing out there, chat? Are we having a good time?
They're all singing karaoke and not chatting, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm afraid for my voice because I'm probably going to be screaming over some very bad karaoke or very questionable karaoke.
I mean, so we had
we do
this.
have on the sheet.
Oh, yes.
Sheet D,
Hi, Royce.
fan.
Who dat?
They're rooting for Kaiju Curling Crew
Kaiju.
over on Sheet D. They are currently down 1-0 against the Puerto Rico Curling Federation.
Puerto Rico. That was so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm
No,
so
it's
sorry.
fine. It's fine.
I was wondering if I was going to see the proprietor of DGen Curling, who's also on Team Puerto Rico, curls out of Charlotte. But he's been traveling a lot the past 2 months. So I can't remember his name. I met him when I was down there for the mixed doubles bonspiel. Good folks. I like them. But
Yeah, shout outs to Charlotte.
But I know Jonathan Vargas out there. I believe he's playing second on Team Puerto Rico. He's curls out of Plainfield. So
Okay. Yeah, we have a bunch of folks that are heading down to the Color Spiel for Charlotte. Their LGBTQ themed bonspiel. So
can I need to talk about this for 1 second.
Yeah, please go for it.
One of the coolest things that happened this year was a club, Stevens Point, Wisconsin, in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin, had their first ever LGBT spiel.
Fantastic.
At the same time, a tiny little show called Heated Rivalry had come out.
Ooh.
So what did they do? They did every single advertisement parody of Heated Rivalry on Instagram. It was too good.
Oh, that's
I
incredible.
felt bad for not going to that bonspiel because they did such a great job on advertising. So
bit
it's
of a
too
run
good.
back there. Stevens Point, Wisconsin. I literally only know one thing about Stevens Point, is that they are the home of a yearly radio trivia tournament.
You would know shit about trivia tournaments, yeah.
I mean, that's what I do. They were actually written about in Ken Jennings' trivia book.
Nice.
Yeah.
And seated right behind me is the bane of my existence, Cody Klauser.
Hey, cut him some slack. He's seated to your left.
Okay,
I guess you're kind of facing facing towards
I'm
me.
intentionally
so yes.
facing away from him.
Let's take a look and see where we're at.
He's getting right off.
Yeah, he's getting
Come
in
here,
there.
come here,
He's
buddy.
getting in there.
Come here, buddy.
Once again, the kitchen crew doing an amazing job with everything.
I am so full of sushi.
It's so good.
It was good, yeah.
Did you try that tofu?
No, because I went ahead with for the chicken katsu.
Chicken katsu was also very good,
Yeah.
but yeah, that tofu, fire.
Ooh, beautiful draw attempt. They needed a few more, like maybe a couple inches more draw on that a curl on sheet C.
Yeah, over on sheet B, red currently sitting 1. Yellow does have the hammer. They are down 4, and they've got to think about, is this an end where we really want to be aggressive? Josh D saying, I don't want you to be aggressive. I'm just going to fill up the forefoot.
Yeah, I think we're at a point right now for Curlzilla where you're going to have to manufacture. So you have to play the deuce or zero strategy where
Yep.
it's like, if we have no guards, we have to be okay with the blank.
Yep, for
So
sure.
set up everything up with a blank, make Josh miss, and then go from there. So
Unfortunately, with that strategy, it involves Josh missing.
it involves a lot of missing happening right now.
and that's
And plus, you're set up here where you would need like the what I refer to as the Andy Dunham 6-second special
Yep.
to get all 3 of the yellow going right now. So I like the idea. It's set up right now. You can get the red double right now, roll a little bit, but you're still going to need a couple lucky breaks to get you a blank here. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Curlzilla definitely coming down for the hit, but will they get the angle they're looking for? Sweepers looking to hold this line. Oh, yeah, putting it right in the middle. They do take one out, and the other one just spills over to the right a couple inches. So red now sitting 2. Josh says, okay, let's take that out and spill over to the right, creating a little bit more of a stagger. And we hear Chip Churlo on the karaoke has apparently broken out a harmonica.
I was like, that was not a karaoke harmonica. That was a legit actual harmonica.
Yes, he has a harmonica. I don't know how I feel about this.
He sounds really good. So, I mean,
Actually,
to me,
yes.
it's positive.
And taking out the shooter, opening up the scoring area quite a bit, pushing that redstone all the way to the back 12. Red's still sitting 2. But now Curlzilla, I think, has a little bit more of an opportunity. They're going to try a hit and roll all the way off to the side. Fun fact about Chip Churlo, I don't know if you knew this, he officiated my wedding.
Why?
Because he is a licensed officiant in a vast number of states.
So there's a lot of other officiants in this state. So why Chip?
Because he was, 1, available, and 2,
The answer is because Chip is my friend and he would do anything for me.
well, also that, but the far more important reason is that Chip offered to officiate the entire wedding in a garish purple suit with a feathered hat and platform shoes.
So what you mean to tell me was that you had an officiant who was available and has no shame.
Less than no shame, yes. Now, here's the thing. While we certainly appreciated the whole... Oh, thank you. While we certainly appreciated the offer of what I can only call the purple pimp suit, it wasn't entirely appropriate, so instead he just wore it for the rehearsal.
I appreciate the man's restraint.
Well, I ended up having to talk my mom off the proverbial ledge and let her know that he wouldn't be wearing that for the actual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good call on that.
Yeah.
Speaking of good call,
Love you, Mom.
that was a solid attempt to try to break up those guards, but I think this is the opportunity that Curlzilla and Chris Gross was looking for here. So, goal here to sit full 12. I would have preferred maybe to try to draw Frozen to the back red to at least like give you an opportunity to make that back red not count as much. But it looks like they're going to split the house wide open and just start trading hits here.
Yeah, I also want to jump to Sheet C real quick. A really nice hit and roll from Boopzilla playing the Yellowstones. Able to just skinny their own yellow, take out the red shot rock, and then roll behind. So yellow now sitting 2.
Ooh, I lied. It looks like Sheet B changed their mind. They're actually might be making a draw attempt to throw it into that back red.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah, it looks like it might be right.
Because what I saw was it looked like they were splitting, which didn't really make sense to me. But sweepers are on it.
Yeah, this is going to move a ton, I think.
Weight looks
light.
Yeah, that looks like a guard, and the sweepers are just staying on it. They need to go for distance a lot. You don't want to be too lined up here because if it's not deep enough, it's going to be lined up for a double. They need to keep it going.
Ooh.
All right. So they're sitting 1 right now, and the pick is going to be hard because if they ever hit a sliver, you jam on that back yellow here. So giving themselves an opportunity here. I don't know personally if the call was to draw behind their yellow or to sit Frozen to the back red. I don't know what the call was here.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's a half-made shot.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're wanting to make sure that the skip's last. So for Chris's last, he would be hitting that back red. So I like thinking 3 rocks ahead, going like, okay, what do I want my last one to be?
Yeah.
And try to leave that there for me as best as I can. So
And I think this is a really good call for Josh as well, just to hit and possibly spill over just a little bit towards the button again.
This looks a hair on. Oh,
that's up and that's gone already.
wow.
I think they're going to end up taking out that top one.
Yeah, they're clipping that top yellow.
And that shooter is going to roll out.
Good catch, Leena.
Yeah, for sure.
And that yellow is biting, so they're going to make a play at the back red now, possibly. That's what they're talking.
Oh, my goodness, you're right. That's very interesting. That's the sort of thing where you absolutely forget about it until the hammer.
I mean, I think the shot should be drawing behind their yellow. They just saw the draw line. Why not do it again? Because it'll force Josh into the double, and you run the risk of jamming on that back one.
That's very true.
You don't need a split. Just keep action over here, right? Right behind that yellow that's sitting shot. And then that way you leave that red open for you last or as a jammer. But they're going for the hit now.
Yeah. Well, the hit is not necessarily a bad play.
It's not, but what you do is that you are giving Josh multiple opportunities to sit frozen to things that are going to reduce the scoring area and accidentally force you into something.
Exactly, yeah.
And here is the last yellow rock away. The first of the 2 yellow rocks away for sheet B for Curlzilla.
Sweeper's on this one pretty hard.
Yep. Wanting to make sure the line's there. It's coming off that line. It just needs to hold on to clip the red.
And, they are going to actually push themselves.
Yep.
Yellow's still sitting 1. I'd say that double is definitely there if they wanted it, but
they don't need the double. A nose hit will do it, but it's lined up in a way. This, knowing Josh, this is lined up to be firm. He just wants to make sure he hits nose. So firm, no risk of any curl here.
Yep. It just wants no roll, just stick it straight.
The only concern I have is going to be if it's negative ice, if it starts to drift a little bit, you do run the yellow into the red. And you know me, once I say it, apparently
Commentator's curse,
it happens.
Well, look, maybe it'll be commentator's blessing this time.
Hopefully it'll be nose, but they got to make sure that if any curl happens, curl is better here than drift out.
Yes, for sure.
Sweepers are not on it right now. They literally already said, watch the jam, and it's looking like it's going to stay on the high side. Is it going to jam? No.
No, very nice
Good
shot.
finish at the end of that, so nicely done.
Yep.
This is going to be a forced draw for a single here.
Yep. That was a really, really nice weight control as well. Good job by Josh to not throw an absolute bullet, and good job by the sweepers to recognize that the weight was.
No, I want to give that was a full team shot because Leena did a very good job managing that, keeping the sweepers off of it. Mm-hmm. And it's so easy when you know directional sweeping versus knowing directional sweeping.
Yeah.
You gotta let like hit weight get to a point. It's early. You don't even know if doing directional will even be like there for your sweepers or there for the ice. Sometimes we've noticed on sheet C during Cap League that sometimes if you try to knife it or try to force the curl, it actually drifts negative. Oof. So I thought that was a really good informational shot from Leena, making sure that we don't want to do any directional just yet. It's still early. We're still figuring it out. Nicely done.
Yep.
And this draw looks real good here. Just needs to make sure you are touching 8, and it looks.
Oh yeah, very
looks
nice.
like it's beautiful T-line weight.
Yeah, they Curlzilla did a really nice job of just guiding that one down. So they pick up their 1, and after 2, Mount Fu-Dei is going to have the 4-1 lead over Curlzilla. Over on sheet C, I believe this is the final rock for the O-Hanami Hammers. Shooting against 2 right now. So Tanya Mulvey looking like she's just going to hit that shot stone and flop in a little bit. Oh, we're saying Cider Boys and Stevens Point makes damn good cider. See, more information about Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
Doesn't help me. I don't drink.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe they have
I don't eat cheese. I don't eat cheese, and I don't drink. I'm boring for Wisconsin. Also, my family's like Chicago Bears fans.
Oh.
I'm not. I'm a Panthers fan, so you can't really make fun of me much.
Oh.
However,
I mean, I can make fun of you for being a Panthers fan.
I am a Chicago Cubs fan, lifelong.
That's fine.
So, yeah.
I mean, there is no Carolina-based MLB team, so it's fine.
And I hope we never do.
You got the Charlotte Knights.
We got the Knights. I'm happy with that. Minor league, North Carolina and minor league are hand in hand. Durham Bulls.
Oh, yeah.
I would rather we stay great for the minors. We don't need a major league. We don't have a big enough market for a major league team.
I love minor league baseball so much, and I wish
it's so much more fun.
I wish I had a closer team living where I do. Unfortunately, the only minor league team we have is the Washington Nationals, and
how dare you be so
wrong.
accurate? You be so accurate. Well, don't forget the farm team out of Baltimore, the Orioles. The only reason Cal Ripken, played got that record is because you show up for a part-time job, you get really great benefits.
It's true. It's really true. They've actually started using Cal Ripken's son Ryan as a color commentator. He's in there for the spring training games.
Cool. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for opening day. I'm ready for the Cubs to show us why they're that NL Central. I don't know what it is about my sports teams, but every time I have a professional sports team, they're in conferences that just give you a headache the entire season.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
NFC South and NL Central. What the hell? At least the Hurricanes are solidly number one in the Metro. So,
yes, the Hurricanes are objectively a good team, and as a Capitals fan, this has been just not a great year.
Also, they have a fun turkey curling because I did that at my first ever Hurricanes game, my first ever pro hockey game. I did turkey curling because it was the game before Thanksgiving. It was fun.
Nice. I know Potomac
I shorted my draw at the end, which seems a little too appropriate for me.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but we did turkey curling once at Capital One. I don't think it went as well as we were hoping.
Oh, they were shocked that all three of us were able to get our turkeys in the house.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to. You're meant to be. Well, the story is they saw I had the vest that the USA Curling on. They're like, hey, are you in the national team? I'm like, first off, no. God, no. They're like, oh, well, do you want to do turkey curling? I'm like, yeah. All right. We're starting to get bunny hops from Freya here. The line's looking good. Nicely thrown there. So you're sitting 1-2 for Mount Fu-Dei. On sheet C.
The O-Hanami Hammers were actually able to steal one in the second end. So they are now up 4-0 on Boopzilla.
So let's kick it over to our boards commentator, Ken Clark. Ken Clark, what's going over on sheet A and on sheet A and sheet D?
Yeah, some stealing going on over there. So both had 2 steals in the first 2 ends. So for the yellow teams, Hogzilla and PRCF.
All right, so yeah, Hogzilla up 4-0 on Buns of Gojira, and PRCF, Puerto Rico Curling Federation, up 2-0 over the Kaiju Curling Crew.
And our boards commentating sponsored by Realm One, bringing mission-focused experience to the national security arena. Thank you, Ken, for being our wonderful boards commentator, whether you like it or not.
As we move on,
doing that literally makes my life so much easier because now I can just focus on B and C.
I know, it's fantastic.
It's great.
This was the best move.
Great job, us. It's only the second best broadcasting rule I've ever made. The first one being ignoring the leads.
Yes. Speaking of, we're on second stones now.
Wonderful.
Freya looking to just knock out this shot stone.
They want to stay a little on the high side. They want to roll in front of that back one a little bit. Nicely thrown.
Oh, very nice.
Nicely thrown. Because even if you go for the double right now, you're not really favoring yourself if you're Curlzilla because you're just going to be trading hits.
Yeah. I mean, they could go for the double if they really wanted to, but
there's no real benefit right now, mainly because even if you do it, red is still sitting behind a guard.
Yep.
So they've also got hammer. So in my opinion, you've got to bring action to the center of the house in some way, shape, and form. So doing the hit is probably getting a feel for the ice, but I would have probably drawn maybe top 8 or top 12 into the center line, force Josh to hit, and then if they don't roll perfectly, you can try to roll after.
But they do instead go for the double. They do jam it a little bit, so.
Oh, they just needed it to stop rolling just like a full rock swing.
Yeah, so it looks like red's still sitting 2 here.
Yep. And a wide open hit for them for to sit 3.
Yep.
Speed of wide open hits on sheet C. Conor going for a wide open hit on that back yellow.
Not quite yet. Not quite using that John Landsteiner signed broom he just won, but someone will tell him at some point.
Can you not? I'm really jealous right now.
Well, I thought you were jealous of the jersey, not the broom.
Anything with John Landsteiner.
That's fair.
I mean, the only thing I've ever won from a raffle was I won a Lance Wheeler jersey, which is hilarious. I actually might have to wear that at Mixed Nationals because he will be there. So I just feel like I have to wear it going, well, I won this. I have to wear it somewhere.
I have won. So the only time I ever won anything in a raffle was at the Barbecue Bonspiel in Kansas City, which if you've ever been, or
definitely go to that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shout outs to our friends in Kansas City. They put on a great spiel.
We are in the end of season spiel season, so a lot of social spiels.
Yep.
And if you get a chance to go somewhere that has amazing barbecue, do it.
Yep. But I won a really good local whiskey. I don't really drink all that much anymore, but it is apparently it was a Prohibition era recipe that they brought back. Whiskey that was aged in sherry bottles. So it had this really cool taste.
Yeah.
And then 2 years ago in Rochester for Curling the Gathering, I won an auction for a fun curling emoji t-shirt.
Oh, cool.
That is a smiling emoji, or smiling curling stone that just said, "Whee!"
I get really angry at the thought of Curling the Gathering because as a Magic the Gathering player, I don't get mad at the rules. I just get mad at the art.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
And I'm like, you could do so much better.
We could, yes. And it is one of my dreams to one day bring a fun spiel like that to Potomac. Unfortunately, we have so many awesome spiels that I don't think we have room in the schedule for it.
What would be the fun spiel?
Well,
the trivia spiel or whatever? Because we are a bunch of nerds at this club.
We are a bunch of nerds. Honestly, it was going to be board game themed. We do a lot of board games.
The Pride spiel at Granite this year in Seattle is a board game themed spiel this year.
Oh, that's awesome. Good for them. Honestly, the whole thing was going to be like different powers themed around different board games. I really just wanted to do one over the classic 90s board game 1313 Dead End Drive, which I think you can already guess what that one is.
Yes.
Yeah, you finish the end after 13 stones.
I love it.
The other main thought that I've had is, what is the one thing in regards to playing games that everyone absolutely loves doing? The action.
Sweeping?
No, not about curling. Spinning a wheel. Everyone loves spinning a wheel.
We get an opportunity to push buttons or spin wheels, we're going to do that.
Yep, so I was going to get a really high quality wheel, and before every draw, spin it, and there's a new rule every draw.
Okay.
Basically themed like think of it like Pokemon.
Yeah.
You know, there's a fire round and there's a water board. Yeah, think like that.
That could be fun.
That could be fun, yeah.
What would have been fun for Curlzilla was the attempt at that double, making the double, but they got the single here, but they are sitting third. And Leena Hornlein for Mount Fu-Dei going to just nose hit this to sit back 1, 2, and 3 again. And speaking of sitting a lot, take a look at sheet C.
O-Hanami.
O-Hanami hammers are sitting 1, 2, 3, 4, and they've clogged the center line quite nicely. So looks like Boopzilla, I love that name.
Yep.
Boopzilla will be just peeling as much as they can. They hit this quite right. They will get both those reds gone, but Tanya's probably going to end up throwing the center line guard to protect them all again.
For sure, yeah.
Alex?
I don't think there's a world where they can get anything besides those two, right? I don't think those angles line up. But yeah, the Brad there is, or excuse me, that's not Brad, that's Alex. For Boopzilla is saying, I want to throw a big old laser.
They don't need to murder it. Like, that's the one thing that we talk about with peel. If you're a newer curler, peel isn't a weight necessarily. For some people, it's an action. So peel is an action, and then you find out how much weight you should throw to make it happen, right? So it needed to stay a little bit higher on that. But curling, you didn't need to hit that thick.
So red's still sitting 4. It's a different 4, but
And if I was Tanya, I would be happy to put that center line guard back.
100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can definitely keep that a little higher.
And it looks here on sheet B for Curlzilla.
They're
just
looking.
needs to come up at, needs to break a little bit.
And unfortunately, it
The
doesn't get
line
to
was
slow down.
such a good line to get the freeze, but they were just 2 feet too deep.
Yep. And unfortunately, they got swept all the way through. It is still in play, but it is no longer counting. So red sitting 3 over on sheet B.
Put one more in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Apply pressure, and you have hammer. Do it.
Yeah, why not?
The thing would be just don't put it in a way where it makes a double easy to attempt.
Yeah, it looks like they're aiming for the wings on the right side of your screen, and I think that's absolutely the right way to go.
I like that. I don't want to. I kind of want to draw that action that way because Curlzilla just did that out turn draw into the wings.
Yep.
So go in the other direction and make them deal with that side of the ice.
Yeah. I think that also probably feels a little bit better for Josh as a lefty.
Yeah.
Sweepers on this one really quickly, though.
Yeah, I think this is more of a question of the weight rather than the line.
Well, they're off it now, so they might feel a little bit better about it.
Weight is coming down a bit, but this seems like it's going to be full
I mean,
T.
as long as they're touching,
I
they're
think it might
fine.
split the T line.
I think you might be right.
I am a sweeper. I know my weight calls.
Yeah, very well called.
Ever the tone of surprise with you whenever I make a sweep call accurately. Jesus Christ.
It wasn't about you.
Yes,
it was.
it was.
It was about what I expect from myself.
What did I tell you the last stream? You are a much better curler than you give yourself credit for.
I mean, maybe.
I don't lie to people about that shit. If you're not good, I will be like, listen, you can improve. You're very good, Steven.
I appreciate that.
I mean, you're not at my level.
No.
I am confidently mediocre.
I mean, at least you're confident.
Yeah. Mediocre is 50%. If I can throw 50%, I'm happy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, come on. Anyway, Curlzilla with their final rock here, looking to
It looks like
freeze
the
down
exact same weight.
Yeah.
They might just chip it.
Yeah, they might just be chipping it.
Actually, it's just
Oh, no.
2 feet more rather than 2 feet less. So
It's
now,
definitely sitting 3.
that's
I think it's
4.
close.
It's sitting 4.
You think it's 4?
Yeah, I think the red on the top left, I think it's overlapping the handle more than that's overlapping the handle. So I think they're sitting 4 already.
You know what? Yeah, I think you're right. So Leena is taking a look at them both.
Just to be on the safe side. I still, however, like the draw into the yellow just to be on the safe side.
Yes, for
You've
sure.
already seen what that does with the last one.
Yeah.
Josh just needs full 12. I wouldn't even go half 12, just be full 12, either the front or the back. It doesn't matter. Touch paint.
If you're looking at touch paint for 4, again, you've got to feel real good about it.
And if you're touching paint for 5, you've got to be feeling, okay, autopilot. Don't be autopilot. Oh,
Yeah, that is a great way to lose a game.
Every time I see people at a social bonds field, they're like, well, I didn't want to run up the score. Just get it to shake. I mean, I know the game is fun, but at the same time, you get socialized in the warm room. Come on.
Keep going.
It's
keep
looking
going.
really good for full 12. It's actually probably full 8.
Yeah, very nice sweep by Freya. And yeah, that is going to be, well, they're kicking it, so I have
I'm
to
assuming it's 5.
So Mount Fu-Dei taking a 9-1 lead over Curlzilla as we move on to the 4th end. Yes, that is Toto's Africa. As long as it's Toto's and not Weezer's. Are you unaware that Weezer made a cover of Africa? It's not good. Depending on how you feel about Weezer.
I like Weezer.
Weezer is fine. But for my opinion, Toto's Africa is better.
I still love Toto's Africa when you're listening to Straight No Chasers, the 12 Days of Christmas, because that a cappella version is hilarious. So looking over on sheet C, we're about ready to get first of Skip's Rocks for Boopzilla. They are facing 4 counters. It looks like they're trying to draw. Either they're trying to draw past the red.
Yep.
Or they're trying to just. I think they just need to make sure they draw past this. They need to get to that 4-foot circle. They need to touch red as best they can. It's starting to curl already.
Yeah, they've got to hold this line, and
It's already curling into the red here.
That's
also
snapping real hard.
Not only that, it's dropping. That weight dropped a little more than I was expecting.
Little precipitously, yeah.
Okay, we're entertaining people on YouTube. Do you really want to drop precipitously?
Yes.
Okay, well, you do.
This is the Potomac Curling Club. We are full of nerds.
Yes, we're full of nerds, and then we're on YouTube.
Right.
Do we need people to know that we can use precipitously correctly?
I don't know, maybe.
Do you want to get... Okay, so if anybody wants to give a wedgie, just make sure you locate Steven here, because he's a nerd.
That's fair.
You use the word precipitously, dude. I just want to keep saying it because I
know.
sound cool.
Yes, of course.
But, like, you started this.
I did, yes. Oh, bless the rains.
So over on the outside sheets.
Oh, wait.
Red
Oh,
has
thanks, Ken.
forward.
Wait, hold on. Now, going to our boards broadcaster, Ken Clark here. Ken, what's going on the boards tonight?
All right, so both sheets A and D, we got 2 red now, so keeping the game going.
So, sheet A, we've got 4-2 favoring Hogzilla after 3 ends of play. And on sheet D, we have a tie game of 2-2 on sheet after 3 ends of play. Board correspondence brought to you by Realm One, bringing mission-focused experience to the national security arena. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you again to Ken for being impatient and reminding us that he would like to give the boards broadcast. So good job.
All right. Over on sheet C, we have Tanya put up another guard trying to protect those 4 counters. So now Boopzilla really has to try to figure out what they can do.
There's a gap for normal weight. They can at least reduce the counter by hitting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I think if you're coming at this with normal weight, if you can get to the inside of that top red, you might be able to get 3.
I don't think normal's going to do it, though. That's a lot of lines. So
that is a lot of lines.
This might end up being control here. So Brad Smith for Boopzilla throwing their hammer on seat Charlie while we are starting. Well, it's lead stones on sheet B, so whatever. Oh, we're in second stones on sheet Bravo. Never mind.
Oh, we can talk about them then.
Oh, that looks a little up and a little wide.
Yep. They're hoping this gets off the off that yellow guard.
Starting to curl now. They're going for plan B to wick off of the yellow. Or just
Boink, boink, and that's unfortunate for Boopzilla.
4 favoring
O-Hanami hammers.
O-Hanami. All right. Returning our focus to sheet Bravo. We've got a great box setup. So a box setup is when you are the corner guard draw behind and then center guard with stuff behind it. So we have this should be what you want when you have hammer. You want to have a box setup here. And Freya, now that we can do some hits, Freya is probably going to go for the hit on the guard. If she's lucky and get some curl here, she might be able to get both of them going. But
not just the one, but I think she's got to be more than happy with
good
one.
roll.
Spill that all the way over.
Not quite, because you just gave them a corner guard here.
Yeah.
So you could either make a play to try to get something behind that corner guard, or make a play to the center.
Now, Curlzilla's thinking about getting rid of those red shot rocks, and I don't think we agree with that.
I don't agree with it yet. I think the headache. So it's recognizing what the headache stone is. You've got plenty of time left in the end right now.
Yes.
I think guarding I think corner guard on your shot on the third rock might be the better option, or at least do a split on the center guard to make two corner guards.
Ooh.
The center guard is not your friend right now.
Correct. Yeah.
You need to get some corner guards here. So the idea of splitting the corner guard into splitting the center guard into two corners is the better shot because you can use those.
Yeah, that'd be the A+ shot, I'd say.
I think so.
But drawing around that right side.
This looks like hack weight, though, a hack weight line.
Yeah, for sure. I'm saying if he came the other way and drew down here,
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate that. But this is definitely going
Spurs
after.
are on it. They might squeak past this guard if they hold it.
Yeah,
It's
they're doing a
looking
good job holding it.
Looking good.
And they are going to move that red shot rock all the way out of play. Red's still sitting 1.
And they're giving, And with that shot, you do give Mount Fu-Dei the opportunity to hit and roll and put it right back. And what's worse, to make it better than what it was.
Yes.
So, and this is where, being patient, knowing what the right, when to go after the middle two is.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think you had a really, really good point a couple of minutes ago when you said, what are the headache stones? What do I need to eliminate to make my life so much easier when it comes to 3-4 stones down the road?
Yeah.
And for this, I completely agree with you that the center guard was the answer for the headache stone.
Yeah. I know we always talk about if you are behind, you want to use all your guards.
Yes.
The problem, though, is that if you've got a guard that's blocking a draw path or blocking something that you need to get rid of, it's not a helpful guard.
Right.
So if you try to evaluate, is this a good guard or not, you can sit there and justify any guard in existence.
Sure.
But between good curlers and great curlers in terms of strategy, it's recognizing this guard might be nice, but it's not helping me.
Yes.
How do I make it better for me? Split.
Yeah. And also, you can't forget that just because it helps you a little bit, it might help your opponent a lot more.
Yeah. And that's the one big headache, is whether or not it might be good for me, but is it good for them or better for them?
Yes.
Looks like they're carving this. This looks like it's hack weight. It's going to miss that guard, but are they going to make contact with the shot rock?
They do make contact. It's going to spill to the back 8. It's still going to be shot rock. It's a little more open. That shooter spills all the way to the back 12. And, yeah, I see you shaking your head.
They're doing, in my opinion, and it's just my opinion.
Sure.
Everything about what they're doing to clean out that center line is good, except for that guard.
Yes.
So
I think they're leaving themselves a degree of difficulty that they really don't need to.
And I feel bad. I'm one of the people that I know people will go back and rewatch and listen.
Yeah.
But I want to be positive. I want to be encouraging. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't see what the next 3 steps are going to lead to you, right?
Yeah.
Because now what just happened is Mount Fu-Dei has just shrunk your scoring area.
Yeah.
So you went from
a really
having
nice hit and roll
Yeah.
all the way in front of that yellow.
Yeah.
Really taking that.
And now they are going to be making a play at using the guard, but by doing that, Fu-Dei can now draw to that and just keep shrinking your scoring area.
Yep. Over on sheet C, the O-Hanami Hammers have full control of the center line with 2 very nicely stacked guards.
Alex is using, such a great. You knew it was good when Alex Hyla turned strawberry red. I've loved sweeping against him and with him because you know how close it is.
Yep.
The brighter and brighter his face gets.
Yep. Unfortunately, that just ticks off one of those and stays pretty wide open for Tanya.
It is touching for a second shot, but Tanya has to make a play at it on Charlie.
For sure.
Back here on sheet B, it looks like I think it's either a hogged or a flash, but was not able to capitalize on the open 8-foot. So looks like we're in skips rocks right now. Josh wanting to draw. Ideal for me would be touching top 4.
Yeah, I would love
touching top 4. You want to shrink that scoring area. If you get Curlzilla to hit and roll, you're just going to do it again.
Yep. Now, would you rather stick it in behind that guard or leave it open a little
Oh,
bit?
behind the guard. Because you just now made it more difficult for Curlzilla to do anything with it.
Yes.
But it's looking like
Jackie's working real hard on this.
Yeah, it looks like he pulled the string a little bit here.
Yep.
It's looking good, though.
She
But it's
held the
looking
line
like-
fantastic.
It's looking like it's just full 12 right now, maybe touching 8, which is good.
Yeah.
Would have liked it to be touching 4-foot.
Sure.
But amazing job from Jackie Sharp on the sweep. She does a. I don't like watching Jackie sweep anymore because it's getting better and better and better. And I'm like, if I'm playing against you, I don't like that. If I'm enjoying it as a spectator, go Jackie.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then
Don't
it's
do
like-
that when you play against me. But Jackie is. I've loved watching Jackie progress as a fantastic sweeper.
Yeah, like we've mentioned that this Mount Fu-Dei team is, I believe, all 5 and under. I don't know if Freya is actually.
Freya is a junior, so she doesn't count
So
for
she doesn't
5 and
count for
under.
5 and under.
But I would like to just point out at this moment, we have the most decorated 5 and unders on this sheet right now in terms of Josh D and Jackie Sharp.
Yep.
For those of you who are not members of the GNCC has 3 5 and under championships they've had for years. It is the men's Francis Dykes tournament, the women's Child's Challenge, and then the mixed Kaiser. We have, for the first time, Potomac has all 3 trophies.
Woo!
And it is either skipped by Jackie Sharp or Josh Steep. So massive congratulations for that feat from these 2 curlers to bring those accolades to Potomac. They did a fantastic job, and they're demonstrating to everybody like how good of a squad they are, and they're just 5 and under. So
Yeah, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with at this club for quite a long time, I believe. As we see Curlzilla coming in, going for that draw. The line looks great. They've just got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
And, oh, is it going to make it? It just comes up a little short. So it's definitely red still sitting 3 and I think 4. I think it's,
red is looking like they're sitting 4 right now.
so now Josh trying to figure out what's the easiest way, and it looks like they're going to try to draw around, and I like that.
You know me.
Yeah.
I love putting the pressure on.
Sure.
Be careful of the risks here. Because if you ever over curl, like we've seen this line do a little bit, you do run the risk of the yellow. You don't want to do the work for you. So if you're going to make a miss here, the miss has to be the guard.
Yes, for sure.
Miss has to be the guard here. So here's Josh D on his last here on sheet B for the 4th end.
And truthfully, I don't hate a guard.
I don't hate
here.
a guard either.
If you end up sitting in front of that yellow and like really messing with the angles.
I do like the level of maturity here on not doing the hit. Yeah, it'd be putting the screws on them for 5, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that could go wrong with the hit.
And, you know, for lack of...
Freezing to this would be fantastic, too.
Yeah.
So there's your your min tolerance right there. That was really well done.
Yeah, I think they might have actually pushed that yellow into 4th, but
that's fine.
At this point, you're still sitting 3.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Mount Fu-Dei just continually pressuring Curlzilla.
Yeah.
And so now they've got to figure out what to do, and it looks like
it should just be the draw tap.
It should just be the draw, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they should be able to draw straight down to that shot rock.
They can draw down to the shot rock, and if they over curl, you do the tap tap.
Yep.
However, we both know these rocks aren't very lively.
Yes.
So if you do draw weight tap tap,
there's no way it's going to make it all the way in.
You might be able to outcount 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I really hope that Curlzilla listens back to this and doesn't hate me for. I just want I want you to be better. I want everyone to be better. I want everyone to do a fantastic job and have fun. They are doing a great job on the sweep here.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Hold that line out there, holding that line nicely. Keep it going.
Yeah, they're going to be around the guard.
But are they going to get enough curl?
Well, they're going to push it back. Very nice shot.
Fantastic scrub there. Believe. Was that Tander Hardy?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic scrub from Tanner on that one.
And we do have handshakes. So with the score 9-2, Mount Fu-Dei will take it over Curlzilla, but That's something for Curlzilla to really hang their hat on at the end.
Great scrub. I mean, like, finish on at least a good note, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But Josh, Jackie, Leena, and Freya were just on all cylinders for this. So,
and there's only so much you can do in that situation. Having played all of them, like, you just kind of pray. Like, you hope to hang with them as best you can.
There was definitely no misses on that one that would have favored them at all. So
yeah,
it's a hard loss. You got to play Saturday night, which is great, and now they can participate in karaoke.
Yes. As we were hearing, I believe this is the Captain Jack Sparrow Lonely Island song. Rob trying to figure out what it is, but I'm already right.
I think you're right, and I hate that both you're right and that's being done here.
Yeah, well, that second bit I can't really control.
Yeah. Speaking of things that we can't control, there's a beautiful draw attempt here from Tanya to sit in the high wings for a third shot, or at least to guard that draw path there. They can, if they scrub, might get a biter out of it, but it looks like it's just going to be a 3-guard here.
Yep. So they're going to cut down that
the sweeper,
access to the 4-foot.
The sweeper in me would have pounded that to be biter, because biter...
it gives you that pressure.
It gives you that a little bit more pressure, and you don't risk of over sweeping it. So
would you like to see sheet A or D on that?
No, Ken. You wait until we call on you.
No. I mean, B's already done, so we can.
All right. Hey, Ken. We need let's kick it over to our board's broadcast commentator, Ken Clark. Hey, Ken Clark, what's going on at A&D?
Well, on D, Kaiju Curling Crew stole one to take the lead, and 3-2. And over on sheet A, we just had the last red rock being thrown. Takes out a yellow, leaves yellow sitting one with hammer.
All right, why don't we throw sheet D up onto the main stage? We'll get C and D on there.
Wondering, I'm just looking at sheet A right quick.
I think I'll do A actually, because that leaves sheet C where it is.
Fair. All right, so folks on the mainstream, you now see sheet A. That's Buns of Gogeta with the red rocks, and Hogzilla with the yellow.
And so that will be yellow hammer being thrown here in a minute.
Yellow doesn't need to massively kill this. Board weight will do it.
Yeah, Hogzilla coming to us from the Columbus Curling Club.
I want to go to Columbus so bad. That club I've heard nothing but great things about.
Yeah, there are a few decent clubs in Ohio now, aren't there?
We don't acknowledge it, but yeah, there are.
I know. As
not only that means we all should be visiting Ohio.
And that provides other issues.
Like
mostly going to Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
Yeah. As you see, very nice shot.
Nicely thrown for the deuce here for Hogzilla, going up 6-2 on sheet A.
Yeah, they didn't need that double, but they took it anyway. Over on sheet C, we see Tanya Mulvey with, I believe, her final stone. She's aiming all the way out to the left side, looking to either draw in or cut down access to that side of the 4-foot.
You don't want to make a full draw attempt on that one, because it's going to be open enough that if you are T-line, you have something to do. So again, it's that same idea. Clog up the pour, or at least touch the top 12. Please touch top 12 here. I want y'all to have a.
I think they're in. Oh yeah, nice. Just biting. Well, no, it's almost full 12, but really nicely thrown.
They can still hit and flop from that one, but the flop is going to have to be they need to clip that red that was thrown for their single.
Yeah, no, we talked about it a little bit on sheet B, but sheet C as well. When Conor and Tanya and the rest of the team, they have really been clicking on all cylinders.
So they decided to draw the other side. All they need to do is touch white, so.
Go for it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good play.
It's really the only play. You don't risk. I mean, the only downside here is that if it overcurls, you risk tapping the red up. But, I mean, you have to make a shot here. This is the right shot to make.
For sure.
But if you haven't thrown anything that wide, it's like you don't know what the ice is going to be like.
And people have a tendency to overthrow everything into the wings like this, because they're like, oh, it's fresh pebble. It'll probably be like 4
feet. It's a little frosty, yeah.
It's not frosty. You just got to trust regular draw weight for this.
except when it's not.
Yeah, well, it is the fourth end, so it shouldn't be that frosty. Now, that being said, he looked like he came out a decent amount.
It's high.
Sweepers trying to guide it. And
It was just backline. It's hack all the way.
Yep. And unfortunately, that is going to skate on through. So that's going to be a steal of 3. And we do have handshakes on sheet C. The O-Hanami Hammers taking it over Boopzilla 11-0.
We just ended an entire one of our live streams just now.
Yeah. Whoops. So
After 4 ends, finished both both B and C. So okay, we'll stop that stream. If you happen to be watching sheet A on our main screen, just switch over to the other screen.
Sheet B and sheet C live stream. Come join us on the A and D live stream. Thanks for joining us here. We'll see you on AD, which can only be commented by Ken because those are boards, and we only have one board.
He's the board commentator.
Board commentator.
We've really painted ourselves into a corner here, haven't we?
You say that to me, it just sounds like we gave ourselves the night off.